The philosophy of the river, navigating the flow and the friction. Professor steps up to the podium, smiling warmly at the assembled students. Welcome, everyone. Take a deep breath. Today, we're not studying ancient texts. We are studying human consciousness itself, using one of the most beautiful metaphors life offers, the river. One of us recently observed the pure grace of existence, that feeling of hundreds of times, hundreds of miles of ease. It's the feeling of floating downstream, calm, effortless, and utterly blessed. This is your natural state, this is the flow. But then comes the question that cuts to the heart of our human experience. Why, when we bump into a rock now and then, does that one moment stand out? Why does the memory of the few times we hit a rock eclipse the hundreds of miles of perfect, calming ease? And why is our reaction so often off-center? This is not a flaw in your character class. It is a profound, universal lesson. Part 1. The Asymmetry of Memory. To answer why the rock looms so large, we must understand the fundamental architecture of the human mind. First, we are governed by the negativity bias. Our brains are ancient survival machines. The smooth flow is predictable. It requires no attention. The sudden threat, the rock, demands immediate focus to prevent damage. Evolution taught us to pay vastly more attention to the thing that could hurt us than the thing that is merely comfortable. The ease becomes the expected, and the unexpected friction becomes the alarm signal. Second, the smooth journey becomes your baseline. It's the air you breathe, unnoticed until it's taken away. The rock is a moment of profound contrast. Our consciousness awakens and pays attention to what changes, not what persists. The rock is a disruption of our peace, and we react with proportional shock, confusing the temporary friction with a permanent failure. Part 2. The Spiritual Purpose of the Rock. You intuitively asked a brilliant question. Could this lesson be that we are learning how to find the way back to the center faster each time? The answer is a resounding yes. This is the entire lesson. The spiritual journey is not about finding a stream with no rocks. That river does not exist. The river of life includes both the flow and the friction. Lesson 1. The practice of recentering. If the rock is inevitable, then the true measure of our spiritual maturity is not whether we hit it, but our speed of recovery. The goal isn't to be perfect, but to be a master of course correction. When you hit the rock, that off-center feeling is the moment you must pause and ask yourself, am I reacting to the actual rock, the event, or my attachment to the idea that the stream should always be easy? How quickly can I move from disappointment to calm action? The rock is an instant, personalized training session in resilience. Lesson 2. Detachment, not denial. The wisest among us, like the Buddha, taught this lesson in the Second Noble Truth, which identifies the source of suffering as tanha, craving, or attachment. In our metaphor, the suffering you feel when hitting the rock comes not from the rock itself, but from your attachment to the outcome of uninterrupted ease. When reality, the rock, conflicts with your desire, the smooth float, we suffer. The goal is not to deny the pain of the bump, but to detach from the expectation that you are entitled to painlessness. You learn to accept that the rock is simply a feature of the river, a piece of vital information about your journey, not a condemnation of your path. Professor nods, gathering notes. So the next time the smooth flow of life is interrupted, the next time you feel that jarring off-center bump, do not let the memory of the brief friction negate the blessing of the vast ease. Instead, see the rock for what it is, a compassionate teacher. It is there not to knock you off course permanently, but to force you into a moment of mindful presence, to test your resilience, and to teach you how to steer your spirit back to the center, faster and with greater grace than you did before. The journey continues. Go well, and learn from the friction. Thank you.
Please click like, and then subscribe. Also share this video with your friends. Thank you.